Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tony, this is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today we're taking a look at Global Rescue. This demo was released as part of Steam Next Fest. The demo does give a good feel for the core mechanics, its strengths, and what the full game might become. Before we dive into it though, if you fancy grabbing yourself a Pimax VR headset, some new games, or protecting yourself online, check the links in the description and the comments below. I've got my Pimax, Screenman Gaming and NordVPN links down there. Using them helps support the channel. Global Rescue aims to be a simulation management strategy hybrid focused on modern emergency services. In the demo, you take control of a central base and coordinate firefighting, police, EMS, and SWAT units across real city environments. You can currently pick between Berlin or Orlando as your starting city. From there, you'll build up your base, offices, parking, wash bays, fuel depots, staff rooms, keep your vehicles ready, hire personnel, and respond to incidences like fires, accidents and medical emergencies. It's kind of like Rescue HQ meets 911 operator. It's more realistic and supports full modern, but I'd say Rescue HQ handled base building a little bit better. There you needed like proper rooms for each service. Like fire people need different rooms to what the police might need, whereas here it was a bit more blended. Everyone just used the same rooms. In this demo, you'll be placing buildings, roads, parking bays, wash bays, fuel station, offices, staff rooms, and you've got a plan so your vehicles can actually get out, respond quickly, and loop back for service, which in my run, I didn't do very well with. I stuck my station far too far to the left of the map. The ability to design your own layout is really good. You can optimize for response time, traffic flow and efficiency, and it is generally satisfying seeing your vehicles leaving, returning, refueling and getting maintained. However, I will say they do teleport out a little bit. You can watch them drive around, but they do kind of teleport out away from your area. That said, space is limited, as you'd expect, and placements can feel restrictive. The UI feedback needs a little bit of work. Sometimes it's not clear why something won't place or how roads actually connect. It's also a little bit confusing with your units as well. I think you should be able to name them, like, Adam 2.5 or Fire 1, because then you would know which unit was where. Demolition is also a little bit buggy too. Half the time it didn't register or didn't demolish the right thing I was trying to get rid of. You'll get calls for fires, crashes, crimes and medical emergencies. You then choose what vehicles and staff to send. Some calls need multiple steps like extinguishing a fire, rescuing victims or securing scenes. Feels dynamic and each one's kind of timed, so you'll have like 5 minutes to catch the perp, 3 minutes to put the fire out, and it does give that buzz of pressure, especially at busy times. But it's not perfect. Some calls wrap up far too quickly. Difficulty spikes can be a little bit annoying, especially when you're not prepared, and the AI occasionally gets confused or stuck. I also noticed missions rarely escalated. I never had a situation where I needed extra backup or extra resources, which made everything feel a little bit tame. Also, when a unit arrives on scene, it kind of sits there, it doesn't do anything. You have to tell it what it's going to do. I think it would kind of be better if it came up and said, hey, I'm at scene. I've got nothing to do. Tell me what I need to do. Or maybe a little bit automated sometimes because it can be a little bit annoying when you just forget to click a button. You can hire staff, firefighters, paramedics, police, each with different stats, fatigue levels, and pay. Vehicles need fuel, cleaning, and maintenance. You've got to manage all this while keeping the base operational. I actually quite like this system. It adds some real managerial depth. You're constantly thinking ahead. Do I send out my big fire truck now or save it in case something big hits later on? Do I send a police van out with 6 units in or just a police car with 2? The maintenance system isn't too punishing in the demo, luckily, but I can see it becoming more meaningful in the full version. Also, I like it if you had to bring like perps and prisoners back to the station. You don't. You can just kind of respond to another call. I think it would add to the realism feel of it as well. In this demo, you can only choose Berlin or Orlando and build your base anywhere on the map. As I said, each map has real road layouts, landmarks and traffic patterns. It's a cool feature, but some parts of the map did feel quite empty. Those big blank areas with not much going on. Pathfinding also struggles sometimes, like the vehicles would take really weird routes and therefore response times end up way slower than they should. Hopefully the full game fleshes these areas out with more events and traffic logic. Now, something that really caught my eye about Global Rescue is it already supports modern. Yeah, full mod support is going to be built in. So what that means is players could add new vehicles, uniforms, buildings, maps, even real world city layout. What I really like about this, and it's what gets me on a lot of games, like you'll pick England, but yet none of the vehicles are English. American need to be American vehicles, German need to be German vehicles with the right sirens, with the right layout, with the right details to them. So I think if modders take hold, this could add a massive replay value to this game. Imagine them custom cities, community built fire engines, or completely new emergency services that will keep people coming back. You know, in my opinion, I think mod support could easily become the thing that really sets this game apart from Rescue HQ or 911 Operator if the community gets behind it. You know, we could see everything. Imagine New York with all the correct units in and stuff like that, to total overhaul mods, maybe even futuristic vehicles, who knows. Visually, this game looks clean, it looks modern, buildings and vehicles are nicely modelled, I guess. They get dirty over time. The lighting looks decent, although some smaller details are missing, like some buildings and props are quite low res. But one thing's kind of missing is when there's like a fight, you want to see that sort of thing. That kind of breaks the immersion a little bit. Audio wise, it's solid. Engines, sirens and radio chatter, all pretty decent. It gives the world life, even if it's nothing spectacular. After spending time with the demo, I think it's off to a solid start. The handling of the emergency services, base building and staff logistics show a lot of potential. Got some rough edges, there needs to be a bit more mission depth, a bit more UI, and pathing all needs work. But it's a really solid foundation, and I love games like this. 911 Operator, when it got crazy, was one of the craziest games, and time would absolutely fly. I think if you're into simulation or management games, or if you enjoyed Rescue HQ or 911 Operator, it's probably worth checking out and adding to your wish list. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Don't forget to drop a like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.